We just got the Gen 2 Area 419 Zero Press. In this video, we're going to get it out of the box, mount it, load some ammo on it, and compare it to Gen 1. Hey guys, Gavin here from UltimateReloader.com. About 4.5 years ago, we brought you one of the first videos covering the Area 419 Zero Press when it was introduced. You're going to want to check out that video because pretty much everything applies. There are some incremental changes that make the reloading experience more enjoyable and perhaps more exacting. I'm going to get this out of the box and we're going to see what's included. That looks familiar. Well, here it is, the contents of the box for the Gen 2 Area 419 Zero Press. The foam interior, the packaging for this, including this lid inside, which you can put on your wall as a piece of artwork, which is pretty cool. You can see I have my first one right here still. This is amazing. And you know that the press is going to arrive in perfect condition, and it just shows the attention to detail that Area 419 is known for. So we've got the packaging, we've got kind of a quick start guide here, including a QR code that goes to the instructional video. There is, of course, the press body itself. We've got the handle, which has this really cool spinning knob on it. Got the mounting plate, which you can use to mount to the press and then in turn mount to your bench. The primer catch tray. All of this here is the contents of the accessory box, which is inside. Torque limiting T-handle, and then we've got the hardware that's used with the plate, a couple of stickers, right? So this is everything we're going to need to get started. Okay, so my long-term plan with both of these Zero Presses is to do plates right down on the bench, but for now I've got the inline fabrication ultra mount. This is the fixed ultra mount, not the quick change, and I've removed the Gen 1 press. Right away we can see the easiest way to tell visually between the two presses is the Gen 1 is smooth in this area and the Gen 2 has these grooves right here along the front. So I'm going to get this mounted on the Ultra mount and then we'll get it put together the rest of the way. Okay, so press is mounted. Let's go ahead and attach the handle. Use the key that came with the press for this. Let's see if I want to run that a little bit lower. Yeah, nice. Okay. Oh, that is smooth. Yeah, I like that. So let's try out this new detent for the primer tray. Very nice. And then finally, we have storage now built in for the torque limiting T-handle. So when we want to go ahead and use it, we just put it up here. Just like that. And then we can throw it out down there so it's out of the way. Okay, so what I'm going to do next is get ready to load some 223. We'll go ahead and load that ammo for our 223 trainer. All right, we're just about ready to go here. We had the press mounted and in place. Since that, I have put together a load. So we're going to be working with Sierra's 77 grain SMK bullets in the 223 Remington. We're going to shoot this in the 223 trainer, which is going to be awesome. And my starting load is going to be 23 grains of Varget, and we're going to load that to 2.350 inches. What I did was I did the Loctite trick with a bullet in a previously fired case, chambered it, waited 5 minutes, and that gives us a at lands distance, right? You're going to want to check out our video, 3 ways to find the lands, for 3 different ways to do that calculation. I shortened it by about 20 to 23 thousandths of an inch. That'll be our jump, and so we'll be setting the seating die to 2.350 to accomplish that. So I can't wait to see how this is going to shoot. The first step is going to be to get our sizing die unboxed. And so the M series dies, you've seen those on the channel. The Zero Press works with the M series dies if you get the 1¼ inch or hybrid tool head for the Zero. This has all 7/8 out of the box, and the S series dies, or the standard dies, did a full video at Area 419 covering that with Craig Arnson. Let me show you what's included here. This is a really nice die. Like, look how perfect the interior of the case is here. So we have the die itself, and it features an interchangeable mandrel, spring-loaded decapper, and hyper-optimized chamber geometry for the sizing. We talked about the correctness formula here on the channel for that. It's got tools for making replacements or adjustments to the decapping rod, and then we've also got this lock ring wrench for the lock ring. How cool is that? So we're going to start by installing this in the Zero Press. So the first thing we're going to do is going to be to install our shell holder for 223. The Zero Press has a unique mechanism for this. If you're using standard shell holders like what I've got here, you slip this little horseshoe behind the shell holder and then set your angle. I kind of like it angled towards me a little bit. And then this lock ring will hold it down from the top. Okay, so that's kind of step one. Now we're going to take the S series die, screw it down into, you know what, that says 9. Here's my OCD. I'm going to index this to where station number 1 is facing me. Oh, that just feels better, doesn't that? I just like that. Okay, ram to the top. We're going to screw this in. And this might be set so that we're oversizing a little bit. So what we'll do is we'll just back this off a little bit from full contact. Okay, there's full contact. We're going to just back it back ever so slightly. You know, we're going to be in the small handful of thousandths of shoulder bump for that. Okay, locked our ring, and what I've got here is a case that I have deprimed. This is important. When you're taking a comparator reading, you want to make sure that there's no protruding portion of the primer, a cratered primer for instance, that's going to throw off your base to datum measurement, right? So I'm going to spin that just ever so slightly, zero it, right? This is a fired case. We are measuring our shoulder bump against that 0, basically. So we'll get a direct reading of our shoulder bump. Ooh, that's nice. Come back here. 0, we did no bump at all. So we're going to make successive adjustments here until we get a bump of 1 to 2.5 thousandths. This is kind of the range that I think in terms of a bolt gun. See what that will do. -4.5. That's a little bit much. So we're going to back that off just a little bit, and we should be where we need to be with our next case. Hey, there we go, 3.5. We could back it off a little bit more. I think this is going to be good for these loads. So that means sizer is set up. I'm going to go ahead and size all the brass now. Okay, now that all of our cases are sized, we'll go ahead and wipe the lube off, and then we'll prime them. Okay, so we're all primed. I'm going to take these 5 at a time. We're going to test different charge weights. We're going to start at 23 grains. Okay, so we've got 5 cases charged with our initial charge weight. Time to get the seating die installed and set up. Okay, so got the seater die set up. We are on the money, 2.350. Go ahead and seat the rest of those bullets. The ram does indeed feel a bit more effortless, a bit less friction compared to the Gen 1 version. It's subtle, but I can definitely tell. Cool. All right, so we got our first 5 cartridges loaded. That means it's time to go to the 100-yard range, bring the chronograph up there, start shooting some groups, see what this load is going to do. Well, shooting with the 223 trainer, as always, was awesome. Here's what I did. We've got 4 different charge weights, 23 grains, 23.5 grains, 24 grains, and 24.5 grains. That's all with Varget, all with the Sierra 77 SMK bullet. What I saw was we had 2 groups and respective charge weights that did well. Our first group, we had a bit of horizontal in it, and there was a bit of wind, but this looks more than just wind to me. That averaged 2,699 feet per second with an SD of 17.3 feet per second. And when we went up to 23.5, we saw a big change in terms of the group size. 23.5 grains, we averaged 2,770 feet per second and had an SD of 12.7 on the velocity. And again, we're using Athlon's Rangecraft Doppler radar chronograph that works great, by the way. The group went down for 5 shots at 100 yards to 0.373 inches, solidly in the 3s. So that looks really promising. Going up to 24 grains, we went up to 2,837 average with an ST of 16.2. And the group was very good at 0.390 inches. Anything in the 3s is awesome. Then when we went up to 24.5, this is kind of the upper edge. This is overmax, so don't try this at home. 2,898 feet per second average with an SD of 12.5, and our group opened up respectively as well. So if I was going to continue to load these bullets with Varget, I would probably choose the 23.5 grain charge weight, and then I would look at possibly tuning the load a little bit with seating depth, shoot some more groups and see how that would work. Also, if I took off Hellfire and put on Maverick, the suppressor in its place, that sometimes can also give you a different tune and better or worse groups, respectively. So great performance, and to sum up the Zero Press Gen 2, really nice improvements. We've got the storage, we've got the detent for the primer tray. That's nice. We've got the enhanced smoothness of the ram stroke. We've got enhanced cam over. You know, we've got some visual detail added here. If you have a zero press, you know, it's still going to be great. If you are looking for an ultra precision turret press, definitely go for the Gen 2. I would say I've really enjoyed these upgrades. It takes a great press and makes it even greater. And so what I'd like to know is, what do you think of the Gen 2 Zero Press from Area 419? Do you have one? Are you looking at getting one? Drop a comment and I'll meet you down in the comments section. If there's anything else that you'd like to see from Area 419 related to the Zero system or their other rifle scope mounting products, brakes, suppressors, just let me know and I'll put that in my ideas list. Thank you for watching. That concludes this video, and that means it's time to wrap it up. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're watching Ultimate Reloader on TV and want to take advantage of free resources, exclusives, and hot deals, just hold your camera phone up to the QR code, tap on the link, fill out the information, boom, you're getting Ultimate Reloader emails. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, we're on Facebook, YouTube, Rumble, where we've got unrestricted content, and Instagram. Make sure to follow us on all those channels. Ultimate Reloader also has a commercial solutions division serving law enforcement, the military, and the gun industry. We have some unique capabilities, including a comprehensive suite of recoil testing and evaluation capabilities, trigger profiling, and more. Thanks again for watching.